哇，真的。
Thank you。
跟 animal 一样，很会躲哎，这样就不会被狮子吃掉。
Yeah, that is some good stuff, that kids. You got that right. Okay, you sang Camptown Races, and you know 6 other songs. I'll just give you the microphone back. You choose any of your 6. All up to you, okay?
I think bald eagles are absolutely majestic.
Well, yeah, and inspiring. Not too long ago, bald eagles, just like Hope, were placed on the endangered species list. Then through conservation efforts, all of us played a part, helping their populations to recover. Well, I am happy to say the bald eagle is no longer an endangered species.
Wow, we can really make a difference.
That's exactly right, Russell. If we all make a conscious effort to protect this.
Now both male and female have the ivory tusk, but that's probably a male because we just see one. Males go off alone after 13 to 15 years of childhood. They live mainly solitary or form loose bachelor groups to hang out in, but the females stay in the same herd their whole lives. So at a distance, that's the best way to tell the two apart from one another. And we're going to get a little bit closer to him over here to the right. And if you take a look at its back, you can see it looks really dusty. Elephants actually have really sensitive skin, so they throw dirt, mud, sand, whatever they can on themselves. It keeps them protected from the sun. It's like their very own version of sunscreen. I do know where a herd of females has been hanging out around this watering hole recently, so we're going to move up ahead and see if we can find them out here. African African elephants form a matriarchal society. It's led by their oldest female. She has the best knowledge of food and water resources, and that knowledge is imperative to the survival of their entire herd because they do have to move around quite a bit, and she's going to show them where to go. The reason they move so much is because one adult elephant could eat up to 300 pounds of food a day. Elephants are herbivores, so that's 300 pounds of things like leaves and grass. That's a lot of vegetation. One area just can't support a lot of elephant activity for an extended period of time. So we're going to actually enter the red clay pits now to look for signs of elephant activity and see if they've been here recently, because they eat this clay to help make up for minerals missing in their normal diet, just like we take vitamins. On both the left and the right hand sides here, there are test marks and footprints in the clay, meaning some elephants have definitely been through here recently. Off in the distance behind all those rocks, I do see a couple more, but I'm just going to try and maybe get us a little bit closer and get a bit of a better view. Elephants don't have many natural predators. It is humans that are their main predator. They're often poached for their ivory tusks. It's a real hot commodity on the black market. Many elephants, unfortunately, lose their lives each year to the illegal ivory trade. It's used mainly as a trophy item. Let's see if we can get a better view from over here. Alright, it looks like they're still hanging out behind those rocks. I'll do my best to find them though. Elephants have not only been hit hard by poaching, but habitat loss as well. As there's less space for them, they wander onto farms and eat the crops, and farmers kill them to protect their livelihood. But Disney researchers found out that they're afraid of bees, so they started building beehive fences around farms in Africa. They actually hate the sound, won't go anywhere near them, and get to keep their lives. The farmers get to keep their crops get pollinated, they can jar and sell the honey, and it helps the bees, many species of which are endangered, so it's a win-win-win. I actually see them emerging from behind those trees over there to the left. Guys, I need everybody fully seated. I need you to make sure your children are sitting down for me. I need everybody to sit down for me. There's actually a calf over there. It's a female calf. She was born here on the reserve over 2 years ago. In the making for almost that long, because the gestation period for an elephant is 22 months. Carry around those babies for almost 2 years before they finally give birth. Over the left is a flamboyance of greater flamingos. They are the largest and lightest color of all flamingo species. All flamingos are born gray and turn light pink after about a year or two. That's because that color comes from their diet of brine shrimp that are high in beta carotene. That's what turns them pink. It just takes a while for it to happen is all. You may notice some of them standing on one leg. That's something they're notorious for doing, but it's not known exactly why they do it. Some people think it controls body temperature, blood flow. Maybe it helps them conserve energy. There's no definitive answer for that yet. It is what it be. Over here to the left looks like some ostrich are laying down. Largest species of bird in the world. They can't fly, but they can run about 40 miles an hour, and they use their large wings to help them steer when they get going that fast. Do have very powerful lungs. Of course, they must in order to run like that. They have 2 toes and then a long claw at the end of their foot. They could actually kick a human or predator hard enough to potentially kill it. So if they cannot run it, that's what they fall back on as their first line of defense. Over to the right, there's a couple of things going on. Some white rhinos back there. There's also an antelope close to us over here. That antelope is a water buck. Drink a lot of water, more than most others, so they stick very close to a water source, meaning they don't really migrate. Actually, looks like there are a couple of white rhinos back there. A group of rhinos like that is called a crash. We're going to get a better view of them from around a different angle. I'm going to go ahead and talk about them a little bit now. They're quite a bit larger than the black rhino we saw earlier. They almost double their size at 5,000 or 6,000 pounds. But they're much more social and docile. That's why they congregate in groups like that called a crash. They're not white. Right now they're red. That's because of the mud ball there to the left-hand side. That's how they keep cool. But they're normally gray like every other rhino. Their name came from a miscommunication when English speakers learned about them. They were called the white rhino, meaning broad, describing their mouth. But when they said white, we heard white, the name stuck, and now they're the white rhinos. Alright, over to the left there's a cheetah laying down on this hill. Kind of hard to see when it flips, everybody can get a view. To the left, laying all the way at the left edge of that hill where it starts to slope down there. Got its head peeking up and its back facing us. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, but they can't keep it up for long, so they're what's called an opportunistic predator. That means they just grab whatever's easiest for them to at that time. The black tear marks that come down from the corner of their eye pull sunlight away from their eyes, giving them great daytime vision, which is something most other large cats don't have. making them successful daytime hunters. Most others prefer to hunt at night when their vision is actually better. Speaking of which, we're coming up on a large rock formation here called a copy. Often home to large predators like lions. They use them as a vantage point to survey territory and look for prey. And up on the second tallest rock of a copy up there is a female lioness. Lions are one of those nocturnal predators. They sleep 16 to 20 hours a day, waking up mainly at nighttime to hunt because their vision is 6 times better than ours is at nighttime, although during the day it's the exact same as ours is. Those female lionesses do the vast majority of the hunting. They'll sometimes hop out, but they usually stay back and guard the territory. Those are their roles within the pride. Communicate to keep track of each other with roars. They can be heard from up to 5 miles away. It's actually a male lion laying down at the base of the copy. And over to the right, there's a really good view of that crowd of white rhinos taking a nap up against the bushes as well. There's actually a third lion. There's another female lioness above the first one on the very tip-top rock of the copy.
你在干嘛？哦，你看那里，它躲在那里。
哦，那上面还是公的。
And we're going to get a little bit closer to those rhinos over here. They're actually a subspecies of white rhino. The southern white rhino, when they're nearing threatened, that's their conservation status. Don't have any of the other subspecies of northern white rhino because they're extinct in the wild. Only 2 females remain in the whole world, and they're in captivity. So as you've been due to poaching for those carrots and horns, which are going to be the exact same as your hair and nails. But of course, habitat loss has something to do with it as well. Over to the right, there are some antelope laying on the hill over there. Those are bontabuck. Only 17 of them remained in the world at one point, but a local farmer protected them on this land, and now we're lucky enough to have them on reserves like this. Again, those white rhinos. And in front of the rhinos, just off the road to the right under that tree, are some ostrich eggs. They are the largest eggs in the world, to go along with the largest bird in the world. They weigh roughly 3 pounds each, which is about the same as 2 dozen chicken eggs. A grown adult that weighs 250 pounds can stand on one ostrich egg and it won't break. That's how thick their shells are. They lay their eggs just like what we saw back there in what's called a communal nest, meaning all of the females lay their eggs together in the same spot, but it's the dominant female's egg that'll get the best spot at the center. That's where it stays. The more to stand, the best protected from any potential danger. And we have entered the Magadi Glen. Similar to the Little Aturi Forest, back where we began our journey, many of the animals that live here pretty reclusive as well. We spend a whole lot of time hiding in the thicker vegetation, making them pretty difficult for us to find most times. And I actually don't see much hanging around, so we're going to keep on moving and start to make our way back now. So for any of my wilderness explorers on board, you've been riding the Symbol 1. That's your code word. The name of my truck is Symbol 1. Y'all have heard today about some conservation issues. Right now is a very important time for the conservation of all animals, many of which are faced with various threats like habitat loss and destruction. If that's something you're passionate about or you want to learn a little more about, I encourage you to look into different organizations, find out what they're doing to help the animals you care about, find out how you can get involved and help those animals out as well. Of course, that goes for animals both internationally, like here in Africa, or back home in your very own backyards. And as always, we can do our part in small ways to help, just by doing things like avoiding single-use plastics and making sure that we're recycling. It's actually incredibly important to recycle old electronics. There's a mineral in the battery of things like phones, tablets, and other devices. It's there to help them last longer, but it allows them to remain small. It's called coltan, and coltan is mined from ecosystems like the savanna. It takes away the habitat of a lot of animals they saw on safari. So once you upgrade to a new device and don't need the old one, just recycle it, we'll get the mineral out, reuse it, help preserve some habitat a lot of those animals really need.
Whoa, they get all this space. They're so lucky.
They can have their own room.
啊。什么道理？
姐姐下面有一只鸭鸭。
我有看到我在走那只吧。对，妈妈那就是那只白的。
嗯。
这是白的。妈妈这就是白的。
等一下，我在录影。
来录戏。
录大做场啊。
Here's the yellow one. See those yellow birds fly above us? There we go. That's it right there, isn't it? The golden bird. All right, let's go. Oh, yeah, I found the bird. I think it's this one.
Sure, you see their nest?